Okay, for the first video, I didn't have the right document pulled up, but now we are set and I've got the rest of the pages that you have. So this is the fourth question on your Riemann Sums review sheet. Okay, so now we are doing a left Riemann Sum from 2 to 13, and that is the interval that they gave us, so we've got to include all of our data points. A left Riemann Sum means that we will not use the right height. A left Riemann sum means that we are going to find the area of rectangles, and the more rectangles we do, the better our approximation will be. So I'm going to do 1, 2, 3, 4 rectangles. The first rectangle's base is 1. The left height is 1, base times height. The next rectangle has a base of 2 and a left height of 4. My next rectangle has a base of 3, a left height of -2. And finally, my last rectangle has a base of 5 and a left height of 3 for a total of 1 plus 6 minus 6 plus 15, total of, why is my answer key saying something different? Because 2 times 4 isn't 6. Imagine that. 2 times 4 is a beautiful 8. Okay, so we got 9 minus 6 is 3 plus 15 gets me 18. We have no units. We're good. Okay, let's keep on keeping on if I can figure out how to get to the next page. 1 second. I figured it out. Okay, here we go. Now again, we're back to a trapezoidal approximation, and we're going from 2 to 8, so we're going to use all of our data points. The area of a trapezoid is 1/2 the height times the sum of the bases. The height is going to be my change on my x values. I'm going to factor out a 1/2. My heights are varying, so I'm going to keep all my trapezoids separate. My first trapezoid has a height of 3 with bases of 10 and 30. My next trapezoid has a height of 2 and bases 30 and 40. My last trapezoid has a height of 1 and bases of 40 and 20. Again, just pause me so that you can do these calculations on your own, and I'll meet you with the answer. What? Why do I keep messing up my math? I would have gotten not the right answer. I read this as a 60, a 160 instead of a 60. Okay, so I'd have 1/2 of, let's go ahead and say 120 and 200. That's better. 1/2 of 320 is going to be 160. Beautiful. Cheerio, here we go. On our next function, again, we're doing another trapezoid. AP is apparently loving the trapezoids. Notice this. All of my heights are 1/2. Now they're going to try to trick you because the area of a trapezoid is 1/2 of the height. So we need 2 1/2s times the sum of the bases. My bases for my first trapezoid are going to be 3 and 3. My next trapezoid is going to have bases of 3 and 5. My next trapezoid is going to have bases of 5 and 8. And my last trapezoid is going to have bases of 8 and 13. Notice that in a trapezoid, the end bases are only used once, and then central bases are used twice. So we've got a 1/4 on the outside. Let's see if I can do my algebra right this time. 3, 6, 9, 19. So I'm at 19 plus 16 plus 13, 1/4 of 25, 1/4 of 35 plus 13 is 48, and 1/4 of that is 12. Great. All right, lastly, we were talking about naming a baby elephant. All right, we are naming a baby elephant, and people get to vote on it. So a zoo has sponsored a 1-day contest to name a baby elephant from noon to 8 p.m., which they're going to use in terms of 0 to 8. use a trapezoidal sum. We're doing it again, but notice what they said is do 1/8 of that trapezoidal sum. So don't forget what we're doing here. We are adding things together. We are adding all of the entries up and dividing by the number of hours that that the contest went on. So it's just like finding your average test score. You're adding them up and dividing by however many tests you had. So when it says that we need to explain the meaning of this, we are going to be talking about the average number of name entries delivered. Okay, so if they wanted us to approximate this value using a trapezoidal sum, I need that 1/8 out front because they said not only are the trapezoidal sum is going to be estimating that integral from 0 to 8. The 1/8 is then going to talk about make it the average because we're adding up the number of entries divided by the time. So the area of a trapezoid is 1/2 the heights times the sum of the bases. Notice that my heights vary slightly. So I've got to do separate everythings. So the height of my first trapezoid is 2. The sum of its bases are 0 and 4. My next trapezoid has a height of 3. Sum of its bases are 4 and 13. My next trapezoid, height of 2. Sum of its bases 13 and 21. And my last trapezoid has a height of 1. Sum of its bases are 21 and 23. You guys, this is a free response question. You can end right here. This is also a calculator active question, so you could type this in your calculator. If and when you do, you'd get 10.3 decimals, 688. And therefore, for the last point, they're asking to explain what this integral means. And what that's talking about is this integral is talking about the average number of, careful, hundreds of entries in the box between noon and 8 p.m. Thank ya!